Hey guys, for Craftsmas Day 9, we are going to be creating this Grinch themed vending machine. So we're going to have a front image, a back image, an inside image, the shelves, top and bottom, and both sides. So for this one, we are going to be doing a trifold. So I'm going to be using the sides and the front images. And this inside image is going to be just set to the side so that we don't get really confused on what we are doing. So for the trifold, we are going to start off with our foam board, and we are going to place these 3 sticker sheets on the foam board. If you've noticed, I cut the white off of the sides already, and that is what you need to do. If you have a printer that prints a border like mine, be sure to cut the border off of the sides of the front image as well. So I'm going to get ready to place the sticker sheets on the foam board. And with a trifold, you're going to do side, front side, or side, back side, depending on what kind of opening you want. If you want the opening to go from the front, then you're going to place the back in the middle. If you want your opening to come from the back, which I'm doing, I'm going to be placing that front piece in the middle of the 2 sides. So I'm going to put my side down first because that's going to be the guide on where everything else is going to go. And I didn't want to have not enough space on the side if I put my front image first. So I needed to make sure I had enough room on both sides. That's why I put the side first. And I'm going to peel the side of the front image. And then this is when I realized, like, child, you did not cut off the white pieces off the front of the image. Let me tell y'all, I cannot wait. My printer cannot get here fast enough. Speaking of that, I need to order a bigger size adhesive paper because my 13 by 19 is just going to be, I'm just so excited. But yeah, just cut off the white pieces and then go ahead and peel the side and not the top, because peeling the side is definitely going to give you a little bit more control versus peeling the top piece. Because when placing it, you want it to be close together but not touching. You want to have that little guide to show you where you're going to score when it's scoring time. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other sides. So I'm just going to let the music play and I'll be back. So now I'm getting ready to place the back, and it's not going to be next to this one. It's just going to be on the side because I need to leave a little bit of a border on the side in order to cover that little piece of foam board, the width of the foam board from the side panel. So I always give the back a little bit of room, and that's how it's supposed to look. And now I'm just going to place these. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And this is how it is going to look. And now it's time to cut. So when cutting, I am going to maneuver this board because I am right-handed, so, and I like to put my ruler on top of the image because sometimes my hand goes astray and does what it wants to do. And then I'm just going to cut that whole piece off, that whole front and sides piece in one piece. But right now I'm trying to gain a little bit of control. So I'm going to cut this whole side panel off and set it to the side and get to that a little bit later. So now we're going to take our ruler and place it on top of that whole front side image and cut that into one rectangle. And that's how it's supposed to look. And now I'm just going to cut all the white off, all the excess foam board off, and then I'll be back. So now it's time to cut the back, and I'm just gonna trim this little part off the bottom. And for me, there's like a little trick to doing the back because I like my back to cover the whole back. And so in order to do that, you're gonna have to leave a little piece of white on the side of the image. So you don't cut off the whole foam board. You leave like maybe like 2 or 3 centimeters of foam board on. That way, that's where you know your hinge is going to be, and then it covers that whole back versus only leaving that little slither of a gap. I don't like that. So this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And now I think we need to add that inside image so we do not forget. But for this, we're going to have to cut off the white as well. So we're just going to apply the sticker like we normally do, but please make sure that it's going the right way. The last thing you want to do is put it on upside down or anything like that, because that's going to ruin the whole picture. And you want it to go close to that edge where the full image is. You don't want it to be placed where that white is, so that's why I'm just like constantly checking just to make sure. And boom, that is done. Now I'm just going to trim this little bitty piece off because, child, I'm just a perfectionist. So it would have bugged me had I not done that. And look at that little slither. That's it. But this is done, and we're going to set this to the side because now it is time to put our box together. Oh no, we're not putting the box together. We are cutting this window out and scoring the sides. Now it's time to take our ruler and we're going to score the sides. That way we can pop it and make our side wall. So we're just going to find that little guide, which was where we put it close together, but, you know, not too far apart. And we're just going to gently slide our knife through that little area. Not so that it goes all the way through, but just so that it breaks that seal at the top so we can pop that side like that. And now it's time to place our acetate. So we're going to get the acetate, and I'm going to get that image that I just previously cut out to place it as a guide. Okay, so now that that's done and the measurement is great, I'm going to take my double-sided adhesive and I'm going to place on all 4 of the sides, making it as close to that opening as possible. Then I'm going to go ahead and peel that protective layer from on top of the adhesive, and I'm going to lay down my acetate very carefully, because once it's down, it's down and there's no way to like relift it unless you're trying to take off some of that paper off the foam board. And smooth that out to make sure that it's secure. And boom, that is done. Now that this is done, I always measure first to make sure that everything is great. And that is perfect. So now it's time to glue. So when it's time to glue, I am going to be gluing the side where the front is, and then that's one of the sides. I'm not gluing both sides yet. So I'm going to place that down and I'm going to press it a little bit just so that it can adhere to the paper. Flip that to the side, and I'm going to do the left side. Usually that's how I do. I'm right-handed, so for some reason I just always do the left first, but there's no right or wrong way. And we want that side to be open. And this allows you to have a little bit more control over placing your foam boards in. So now this is the shelf, and I'm going to take the shelf underneath that window because I want my characters to sit on top of that window so that they could be seen through that actual window. And this is where I'm going to glue the side, and then that one top piece that is going to go to the front. Now I'm going to place that on there, then I'm going to hold firmly so that it can adhere. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the top. Okay, so now that that's all done, I'm going to lay it on the side, and then I'm going to just do the shelving, the bottom and the top of that side piece so that I can lay that. Now close the sides up. And then we're going to press firmly, and then I'm going to take whatever little scrap I have and just gently slide off that excess glue. And boom, that is all done. Now it is time for the back. So for that back panel, of course, like I said, we're going to measure to make sure everything is great. And now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to score where that, a little bit over where that little white part is that we left, because you only need that little bit of like 3 centimeters to cover that foam board, because that's where the glue is and that's where you're going to lay it. Now we're going to score this section. We're not going to cut all the way through. We just want that to pop so that the door can swing open. If you are using hinges, you don't need to do this step. All you need to do now is just add your hinges on. This is only if you're not using hinges and you're doing like a self hinge. And then we're just going to place the glue on that one side. Make sure your machine is going the right way because, child, listen, I done made any kind of mistakes you can think of on this machine here. Well, not this one per se, but a vending machine, period. And you definitely want to continuously check that your stuff is going the right way. And then you're just going to hold that down. You definitely want to hold this down, and you want to wait until it is completely dry before you get to start maneuvering it and opening it and doing all that type of stuff, because then your glue will lift. This is a little skinny piece. If you want more security, you can always take like a little piece of foam board, the side part, glue that little piece in there, and then that can add a little bit more secure thickness to that one little skinny piece you're working with to add a little bit more security for that. But other than that, it's pretty good. And let me tell you, this is foam board, so there is a chance of it jacking up. It does have paper. The papers lift, like, trust me, I know. So if you feel like you're having animals, or whoever's going to be a little animal is going to be doing the most, use hinges. That's all I got to say. But look how cute this came out. It is very cute. I am actually loving it. And believe it or not, it didn't take that long to make. The more practice you get, the easier it becomes, the faster you get. So I can pretty much knock a vending machine out if I'm, not getting too ahead of myself, in about maybe like 20 minutes. Maybe even less. But yeah, about that. But it is so cute. The design is so cute. So I am back with another box, and this time we're just doing a regular box, not a vending machine, and this is going to be a quad fold instead of a trifold. Now the quad fold works pretty much the same as a trifold, only we're going to attach that back to that side panel. Depending on which way you want it to go will determine on which side you want the back to be placed on. So it's either going to be on the right or it's going to be on the left. And so we're just going to make sure that we cut off all the white for the sides, the back, and the front. Like I said previously, my printer has a border, unfortunately. So I do have to make sure that I'm cutting off that white off of the back and this front. And then after that, I'm just going to place the stickers down, cut it, and assemble it just like the last one, because I'm not going to even talk this whole time for this one. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the video and enjoy the music. And until next time, happy crafting. And look how cute. So upon doing this, I came out with a little thing for the closure because, you know, it's always popping open. And I decided to use this little Velcro to create a closure so that it can stay closed. And how cute is that? And convenient. Now you can easily create a little image to go on top of that sticker, that adhesive, because it is on a double-sided adhesive. I did get this Velcro from the Dollar Tree, and I cut a little piece either side you want. So you just want to cut that little piece, remove that sticker paper, place it on the outside, on the side panel of the vending machine, just like so. And then you want to get a piece that's going to cover that piece, plus be able to go on the inside. So it's going to be about this much, and it's going to be of the opposite side of the Velcro. So if you're deciding on putting the fluffy part on the outside, on the side walls, then you're going to make sure you get that little poker part, whichever part is not going to stick. And then I'm going to rip a little piece of that adhesive backing off of that part and just cut that like that. Fold it in a little bit and close the door to make sure that it's going to be placed where it needs to be placed. Just like so. And I'm going to open that. That way I can like, you know, firmly press it down to make sure it's not going anywhere. And boom, that is it. Now, all you need is something, you could leave it like this or, you know, get something really cute to cover that little adhesive protective covering thing. But oh my gosh, this is definitely a game changer for me. So I know it will be for you. And until mañana, happy crafting.